Today's subject is that Gilgamesh's Deluge. There is this story of Epic of Gilgamesh. In there is a story of Great Flood, which is very similar with Noah's flood. And one archaeologist of England, his name is Austin Henry Layard Tim, went to the Mesopotamia, presently Iraq, nation. And then while he working, then somebody came to him that what you're looking for, maybe in my neighbor. So the Austin Henry went over there. Then there are so many clay tablets, almost like 23,000 tablets. And then they assume it is the library of Assyria. Now this is a clay tablet found at the time, and then they found many after this one. And this story is at least 2,000 years older than Noah's flood. And we said Gilgamesh. Okay, this is the sculpture of Gilgamesh, and looks like a cat, but it was actually it's a lion, holding a lion like this one. And then, according this statue is displayed in France, Louvre, museum. And according to the story, this Gilgamesh, the 2/3 is God and 1/3 is man. And the meaning of Gilga, meaning that's old man, Mesh means that turning to young person. So Gilgamesh meaning that the story is old person turning to young. But however, even though they have clay tablet, but they could not read. So George Smith in 1872, he could translate or interpret all those clay tablet content. Then he was so excited after figuring out all those one, and the reason is it is very quite similar with the Genesis Noah's story. There are many important story in there, but today I'm going to talk about only deluge. I mentioned that the God create gods, okay, not just only one God. Gods create a human being, and all this human being are working hard for God. That's the purpose of the human beings' creation. Now, because they complain so much, the God could not sleep. So God, met together and had discussed that okay, we are going to destroy all the human being because we could not sleep because of all the complaint. But God of intelligence, which his name is Ea, this God created human being. So he maybe love God more than other. And then this Ea told Utna fish team. Now that the story is like this one: destroy your house and make a boat. The length and then depth, must be same, and must be make a cover on the top. Then give up all your treasure. Then save your life, and then load all kinds of life seed into the boat, and your family and also your relatives' family must get in the boat. And then the rain started to come on determined date, and everywhere covered by water. Then 7 days and night, rain come. Then finally, this boat stopped at the mountain of Dimushi. So in order to check it out, Utna fish team sent a dove. Then dove could not find any place. Dove came back. Then Utna fish team make a fly a sparrow again, and sparrow came back. Then later that he sent raven, crow, fly, and because there is no water, that the raven did not come back. So Utna fish team get out of the boat and then sacrifice to the gods. Now, any person understand Genesis, Noah's story, very similar. It's not same, but very similar. Now, this is what I think. The flood could be anywhere, and the story in America, the American Indian, they have a story of flood, and in Mexico theology, mythology over there is no flood too. However, the story of Mesopotamia, like Gilgamesh or Noah's, stories are very similar. But this story, the story of epic Gilgamesh, are 2,000 older than Genesis. Now, let's compare, how similar, okay? The god in Gilgamesh, Enlil god, and Genesis, Yahweh or God. Then in Gilgamesh, the ark was a 6-story, and Noah's was a 3-story. They use a pitch, to seal the water, the same way. And also God, in both the story, okay, the size of boat or ark, they give direction for that. Then the people who loaded on the ark was in Gilgamesh, Utna fish family and some relative. And Noah's story is just Noah's family, and in both stories that all animals get on the boat, and duration is 6 days, 7 nights on the Gilgamesh, and then Noah's story is 40 days. And then the ark was stopped at Nishiru mountain, and over there is Ararat mountain. Then they offer sacrifice, and then obviously somebody blessed, and according to Gilgamesh, that's Elil God, and this one is Yahweh. Now, on the story of epic Gilgamesh is, as I mentioned 2 times before, that 2,000 years before than Noah's story. Then the archaeologists found another clay tablet, which is original one called from Sumer. Every story is that the name is changed, and then the number is a little changed, but all the story is pretty similar. Then all the other one is all the story mythology except Noah's story. But all others are written before Noah's flood, but this is a true story, and all others are mythology. This does make sense to me. What's your opinion? Thanks so much for your watching.